Morning, good afternoon as it is in London, and welcome to another NY Open live stream from the Mohawk Forex scalping team. True scalping. That's what it's all about. That's what we're doing here. If you don't like holding trades, this is the stream to watch. This is the group to join. And if you do, then go to www.mohawkforex.com. All the information is there, as it is in the description on the YouTube channel below. So yeah, true scalpers, which means very rarely we use a stop loss because we're in and out so quickly. We've got our axe trading system, which you can see here, which is our unique boutique system, which you get access to once you become a VIP member. And this is all you need to scalp. I scalp just on a 3-minute time frame, as I have done, and for the past 2 years or so. And yeah, we're going to go in on the US30. Today was a very lackluster day on the economic calendar, as we know, because the Russia-Ukraine war is pretty much riding everything as it is. So we ignored all this pre-market anyway, and we've already done some nice wins on DAX today already, just a few trades. Yeah, we're just going to log into our broker. IC Markets is what I use for the scalping. 1 to 500 is my leverage. And all this I'll teach and show you once you join the group. Yeah, so far we've managed to just have a look what we've done today. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that would give the ECB more room to 17 trades and 1 loss. So my God, and the loss was 29 pence, which is about 40 cents. How can I live with that loss? And all of that was scalping the DAX. We did a couple of cheeky sales on the US30, and we did a buy on the cable on pound against the dollar, using one of our other strategies, which is you get access to once you join the group. And we managed to bag about $40 on that trade. In fact, we could have held longer, but hadn't done the trade for such a long time. I got in and out, but yeah, so we're looking good so far today already. We're going to go on US30. You can, if you want, go in on gold or even NAS 100 or even DAX. It's all sat pretty good. There's been a big sell-off on the NAS, as reported on Bloomberg. See, we're looking here at the pre-market numbers. Let's just see where we're at. We've got about 6 minutes to go. We're not entering any trades until we see that first move, and we see a move on the RSI, and then we're in. European one, DAX obviously down 2%. Everything's been down. This is all again all to do with the Russia, the sanctions that are going to be coming out after the atrocities they've been doing. This is affecting all the markets. There's been no kind of positive news, although we should get some pullbacks on the open. Same again with the Dow, S500, and the NAS 2% down. Crazy. And we can see it here, even on a 3-minute time frame. We can see the sell-off all the way down. Bang, bang, bang. Our signals have been spot on as well, which has been really good. So what am I expecting on the open? Well, who knows? Again, is it a continuation of the slide? Is there going to be some kind of manipulative pullback? See here on NAS, looking like it wanted to drop lower, bounce off our support. On gold, again, it's been green for a while. Is it going to push up higher? I suspect so on the open to touch our trend line, so that could be the one to look out for. We're focused on the US30, and US30 is basically sat on our trend line. We've got some heavy support here, so if it is a sell-off, it's not going to go much more than I want to get 10 pips, 10-15 pips maximum before we get a bounce. It's red at the moment. Our average for the RSI has been 37, so pretty low all day. You can see there's a lot of red on the RSI. One slight little bit on green, which nobody would have taken because it was right against a blue resistance zone, which you don't touch. So there's been no buys really on US30 this whole session, right from London, where we got a nice sell. We jumped. So we'll just wait. We'll wait and see. We're going to zoom in and wait and see what this RSI is going to do. It's going to kink up, carry on down, and we'll jump in on it. Look what Bloomberg are saying.
Market 5 minutes out from the opening ballots. Yesterday on repeat, we're down by 1%. Let's call it that, down 0.9% on the S&P.
Yesterday's repeat as yesterday.
1.5%. The move in the bond market, Treasury's lower. Yields up through the curve. On a 10-year right now, up 9 basis points to 263. On a 2-year, up by about 3 basis points to 254.49. A lot to talk about that in that bond market a little bit later with some Fed minutes coming out. That's the price action. Here are the morning calls. Bank of America downgrading Ava's budget to underperform, highlighting numerous headwinds, including ongoing supply disruptions and continuing COVID restrictions. We're down there by 5.8%. Next up, Raymond James downgrading JetBlue to market perform, seeing too many question marks following its takeover bid for Spirit Airlines. And finally, RBC raising its Valero price target up to 108, pointing to a constructive macro environment and improving demand. Coming up next on this program, big oil taking on the hill. Listen to this for a title: gouged at the gas station. Big oil and America's pain at the pump. Going in front of the House subcommittee for a hearing a little bit later this morning. Coverage of that up next.
Crazy. Minutes to go. That in the background. So our focus is all on this. And we're looking for some nice kinks in the RSI like this, look. So where you could have got a reversal for a buy, here's where you could have got a reversal for a sell. These mountain peaks, I love seeing them. Bang. Got 1, 2, 4. We're going to get another. Is it going to be a push up? Manipulation to go against the trend. We've seen that all the time. Clear out people's stop losses. Pending orders. That's why I hate them. That's why you should never use pending orders unless you're wanting to hold long term or you've got a massive stop loss. You know, swing trading, because this is what the market sees and wants to clear on any open to get the liquidity before the market goes the way of the news or the way of the trend or what. See it day after day. It's there, it's live, and if you set stop losses on opens and pending orders, then you'll get burned. Got a couple of minutes to go. RSI is in that neutral zone, so it can go either way. Like I say, looking at for a manipulative move, you would say this is going to be a buy on the open, and then we'll drop once, you know, we've gained some pips and it's cleared out people's stop losses, pending orders. But really, ideally, it should be a drop down. You can see RSI is coming down now. 44 is going to break average and come down and hit this 25 zone again, like it did here, and you could dipped in and grabbed a few pips there and then back out again. Like I say, it's all about looking at these dips. Dips on the RSI, get in there. Dips on the RSI, get in there, get in there, get in there, get in there. And again, get the buy, even against the trend. Just be quick. That's where you need good execution. I like IC markets because it is good for quick executions. We've got a minute to go, 30 seconds or so. There you go, look, there's the initial move, look. It can trick you, thinking, hey, this is a sell, let's get in on that. We want to wait for that to actually open up. Not, here we go, let's see. Pushes down. Going to push down, it's going to hit that heavy support zone. That's what we want to see. See if we're going to get a push down or a push up. It's resisting off that heavy support. There's your kink up, look. There's your push down. Hold. It's got a heavy support zone, you see. So there's the kink up. It's trying to go. Market wants to push it up, look, but the trend is down. You can see it fighting. That's what I like to see. RSI 34 again, look, resisting.
Switch up the board and get to Treasuries. Yields higher, much higher. On a 10-year by 9 basis points. This morning, a sneak peek of life above 265. Right now, 263.69.
We just got 100 points, 100 points on that. We've got 2 sells away. Let's see if we can get any more. We just bagged 100 and well, we bagged £110, about $130 there already. RSI is fighting. Look, you can see. Look at it fighting. Look, wanting to curl. Markets want to manipulate. It's going to push down. Remember, it's going to bounce off that support. It will bounce off it.
We also have the likes of Applied Materials, the fab equipment maker, down 2%.
Wait for the move.
Also
on that trend line.
So fears of rising rates, this big move up for rates, pressuring valuations.
And again, on the sell, and we just grabbed some more. We grabbed another 2 sells there. We got 47.36, so we're up about $200 already in a couple of minutes. Post those results.
On oversight and investigations of the Committee on Energy, Commerce, the hearing as follows is the title. Gouged at the gas station, big oil at America's pain.
See if there's going to be any more.
This is what Senator Manchin said going into this.
What it's all about. Watching the RSI, watching the price action, watching key levels.
Private jets. Better to walk or hitchhike? That will be the first question that's asked. Anne-Marie in DC joined us.
And we're out again. We've got another 3. Oh, we took a loss of $12 there. We won another 41 and an 8. And again, that's purely just execution when it ranges around. It was good. 3 more sells. That was in profit. RSI is 29. You see the direction was down. There you go. Look, here's your re-entry sign. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Here's your push down. We'll grab another there. Yeah, another $50. I think we're about done, guys. We've just done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades, and we just lost $15 on one, and we bagged about $250 on the rest of it. So you can't moan at that. I'm going to post these results. All done. Once it gets that level, I wait because we're hitting heavy support now. Swing this round.
A little bit later. Thank you, as always, Katie Lyons. These stocks have had a monster run year to date.
Yeah, far and away the best performer in the S&P.
If anyone can show me a quicker way to earn a couple of $100 in literally 3 minutes, then feel free to drop me a text and I will follow you. True scalping is the key. Like I said, it's not gambling. We're using market analysis, we're using RSIs, we're using boutique indicators, we're looking at the fundamentals, the news, you know, we're looking at key levels, and then we're going for it. And then we're not being greedy. As soon as we're seeing green, we're getting out. As soon as we're hitting key levels, so here look, support level, then this is where we want to be heading out the trade. We'll look at gold. Gold did the reverse, perfect. So you could have traded gold, and the RSI here, look, was perfect. Oh, there was the RSI. So that was a nice win on gold on the buy as well, if you wanted to choose that. 100 points is all you hold for.
Who I was just talking about, a record $7.1 billion is expected. How do these companies navigate this?
A nice one. Let's have a look at NAS. NAS really didn't do anything. Always the way on the open, very confusing. Look at that, it dipped down. Looks like it wants to sell. On support. There was your initial spike up, which again you could have grabbed from the bottom of there. There was 40 pips tradable. There was the king cup. So yeah, I would have gone for a buy. I would have gone for a buy. I'm not going to be too harsh on NAS there. That actually was a decent trade. There you go. Look, I know you can zoom in and see it. So NAS, the buy.
the move higher post-COVID hadn't yet been reflected in a lot of these companies. We've taken some profits and trimmed that to some extent, but we do think that there is still some upside potential just from a purely...
All you got to do is wait for that RSI to make that move. Sometimes it's nice when it does the kink and the V rather than the continuation, but you can see there, and this is what we usually see. We see it go up, this is where it's collecting people's pending orders, stop losses, whatever, and then the market continues in the fashion we expect it to do, which is the drop down. That's going to break that key level, I reckon, there.
I think it comes with the game, or it comes with the role.
And that's a successful little scalp there. I've just got 3 in out of these ones. Brilliant. There we go. Just took 3 sells on NAS, and we got got a pound, got 25 and 36. So we got about 50. We got about $80 there. $80 while I was talking to you guys. 30 seconds. Another 3. Just going to post that into the group so you can see. Again, sometimes the execution can be slow. It was in profit on that one that was a pound, but still made it. Got it. Why did it get out? Because the RSI is about to touch that average line and it can bounce, so it can break. Because we can go again. This is the thing about scalping this time frame. You can go again. Don't FOMO. Wait for this candles to break this breakout zone, and here on the RSI, and you're good to go. Again. I got in and out because of that. You can watch this.
Recognizing that its future might not be as bright, and as a result, it becomes more of a cash return story. That, of course, means that you have to somehow.
From time after time, we see this average line get retested. As here, look, bounce, bounce, bounce. Just because kink up, we're on support. This is our dotted red line is our key breakout zone. As you can see, there's the buys, there's the sells. So if this drops lower, then it breaks here, then obviously we're going down. We're going down to touch our trend line. And we'll probably get a bounce back up again to the neutral resistance at some point later on. So let's just see. But yeah, so far I'm happy with this. That's a good. It's into the results page.
That stock is up year to date by 35%. Tony, can you help me understand how you're thinking about this phrase demand destruction, which is a phrase that's being thrown around a lot at the moment, even more so given where energy's been trading?
Sure, Jonathan. I think the key points on the energy sector that they have become disciplined.
Saying just the one loss.
So the balance sheets are in strong shape.
From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 trades. 11 trades, 1 loss. Going well, we're going well. Yeah, look at that. See, there's proof. Look at that. See, I got out because it hit that. You know, people who say, why'd you get out so quick? Well, you should be holding, blah, blah, blah. But I'm looking at this levels and our grid system. That's what you get with the axe trading system. So I want to get out because I know it can range on here. Yeah, it could break, but I'll go back in. I don't have to hold multiple because I'll just go back in if this breaks. 34, 35, look, it wants to. Market's saying down we go.
America still looks really decent, robust, resilient, call it what you will. Tremendous, some people might say, looking at the labour market data points. SD, the equity market, though, is sniffing something.
Yeah, we don't need to be greedy. We've just won 10 out of 11 trades. We're up quite a few $100 already in 10 minutes of trading. Don't really need to do any more than that. Backed up with what we've done with the DAX, then we're up decent day's wage for the day, a week's wage for some people. So obviously it depends on your account size, but it doesn't matter. The thing is getting the system and the strategy right, whether you're winning a 50 cents, a dollar per trade, like me, you're winning 20, 30, it doesn't matter. The money will come as you put more money into your account. What it is getting the system and the strategy and the technique right, and pips will follow, money follows, you know. No matter how big your account is, you know, you ain't going to win anymore. You're probably going to lose more. The way it is. Practice, practice, practice. Join our group. Let me teach you. Let the guys teach you how to do this.
markets, more
RSI is breaking up. Is it a false break?
The outlook is going to turn into
Down to that trend line.
and of course, looking into
Bouncing.
2023 already. So a difficult quarter ahead, but beyond that, as I said,
Gold now. Here we go. Blue zone has formed. This yellow.
At some point pause.
Again, that was a nice buy on the open on gold, and now we're against a blue zone of resistance. So we're going to wait for a break up to the next level, or we're going to come down and break our wedge. Yeah, by wedge, and then we're coming down to retest our neutral support flat kg baseline hit at 1924. RSI's kinked down, so that's beautiful.
What's the towel there?
Well, look, the housing cycle is the economic cycle. It's a major employer for most Americans. Their home is actually their source of wealth. Tremendous employment. It works its way through, bank lending activity.
30 pushing down as well.
It goes through the
Everything's pushing back down again.
The industrials, and we've had undersupply of housing for a decade. That said, though, mortgages a year ago were 2.5%. Today's data said a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 4.9%. So there's a price shock in order to buy a house. And so a slowdown in activity, I think, makes perfect sense. But you're still dealing with an industry operating from shortage. But right now, investors are conditioned to think mortgage rates spike higher, housing activity slows, sell stocks. And they are not necessarily giving the home builders the credit they perhaps deserve from having dramatically improved their business. But you have to survive the short term to make it to the long term. And right now,
push down
it seems like
anymore.
there's going to be more pressure than not on the home builders.
Would you buy this weakness?
I think there are possibly better ways to get exposure to the housing trade, because let's face it, something in the order of 85% of home sales and housing related activity are existing homes rather than new homes. And so I do think that the consumer is more likely to have to stay where they are.
US30 is ranging around. We'll look at that in a second.
Years, given the backup in rates, until we can get mortgage rates back down, and that's going to come back to where Etsy was talking about the Fed minutes. What does the unwind of the Fed balance sheet look like? Is if you start actually increasing mortgage spreads on top of the backup we've seen in rates, that buying that first house is going to be something that people are going to have to talk about in their future, not their present.
Jack Caffrey, Tony Rodriguez, ST Tweg, thank you to all three of you around the open and bell. Equities are down about 10, 11, 12 minutes into the session by more than 1% on the S&P. The Nasdaq down by 1.9%. Brutal in Europe. The Stock 600 down 2%. Take a look at the Euro Stocks 50. We're down there by 2.8%.
Brilliant. We've just got two more sells on NAS 100. Well, we took a small loss on US30 of 4, but we won 13 and 11 on posting that. Yeah, there was just execution. Jumping in on that candle, you see. Again, we just got another two sales. We've got another $25. Just steaming in. We're just steaming in, steaming the trades in. Why? Because look at it. It's touching this heavy support. I don't want to go too crazy. I just want to get in and out.
Access the financial world on demand. Hear from leading economists.
RSI 20. Now it's breaking that zone.
And industry experts.
Up a little bit.
And on-demand webinars. Only from Bloomberg. Start exploring to see what's moving the markets. Visit Bloomberg.com webinars.
Pull back a little bit. We're going to drop down to that 15 level.
But Bali is still quiet and empty. I am here in Kuta Legian, one of the main walking streets here that is used to be a tourist spot for beach, dining, shopping. But many
stick on NAS to see this price action.
Most of the outlets are either for rent or for sale, as they have run out of business.
Saya kerjanya di sini udah lama, udah ada 10 tahunan di sini kerja. Masih sepi sih, nggak kayak dulu. Kalau dulu kan rame.
It's been a successful open again. Love it.
Nggak kayak dulu. Kalau Kalau dulu ramai sekali. Sekarang paling dapat jualan ya.
They were done
30,
4 losses all day out of about 30 odd trades now, so that's pretty good.
Udah 1,5 tuh nyampe dapat jualan. Bisa sampai 2 juta dulu. Sekarang nggak pernah lagi dapat segitu. Sama aja. Belum ada turis ke Bali. Masih ya domestik aja.
While Bali has reopened its borders for foreign tourists since October, they're still not coming in. Many international airlines are yet to
Keep on NAS, let's see if it's going to push down. It's good to watch.
people here really hope they can see more people from Australia, China, and Europe to come visit next year.
Really volatile. It's fighting against it. Wants to put it down. You can see.
People are being prevented from unloading rubles. That's artificially propping up the value. That's not sustainable. So I think you're going to see that change.
That was Secretary Blinken to NBC over the weekend.
Brilliant. We just got some more trades. There we go. We just took those last few trades. We got another 1, 2, 3, 4 on the NAS. So yeah, unusual to trade the NAS so much, but yeah, we got in there. And that's it. That's 47. So that's 17 minutes in, and I am done. There. Another 4 sells on NAS 100. Formed well today. Again, why did I focus on NAS? Just because that's it. Look how it looks. I mean, you know, we've got a key level. We want to be not looking to sell once we break 15. We're looking for reversals, but you can see there's nothing in between that and this heavy support. This is, you know, it's going to be your zone to take profit. Don't risk it by waiting for it to hit it or think it's going to hit it. It might do, it might not. That's the danger. Remember, everything's a zone. No line is absolutely perfect. Bang on. So that is it. I mean, you know, that is 4 losses from best part of 35 trades today. I'm well happy with that. Look at gold. Gold might be able to take a sell on gold. You know, gold, you just want to wait. Again, look, it reversed out of the zone, went back up again for a buy. Now it's going to drop again, but you'll not be taking a sell until it comes out of the neutral zone and breaks that average. Then we might be able to scalp this gap here.
The logistics of this, not about ability and willingness, but the logistics of getting money from point A to point B.
Well, we know why it's being rejected, Jonathan. The JP Morgan appealed to the U.S. Treasury to ask whether or not they could process $649 million in payments. They said no. So the U.S. Treasury is basically preventing JP Morgan from making those payments onto creditors. That's what's triggered the move in CDS. And obviously, here we are today, planning for default. Just taking a step back and looking at what comes next. What comes next? Basically, right now, actually 2 hours ago, the Credit Derivatives Determination Committee in London was meeting regarding Russian Rail's inability to pay a coupon on a Swiss bond back in mid-March. If the Determinations Committee does indeed determine this to be a default, monies will change hands. Once credit default swaps start changing hands, and in the case of the Russian sovereign, there are $41 billion of defaults.
Yeah, well happy with that for the session. I say we've done 1, 2, 3.
Floodgates are open, and so for me and from my perspective, it's absolutely critical to keep an eye on that. See if anything comes out of that today. We know Alrosa, Oleg Deripaska is a.
We've done 20 trades in 20 minutes. 20 trades in 20 minutes. 3 losses. Yeah. Got to our daily TP very nicely indeed. So well happy with that. Really much stress free as well. The gold is a potential one to drop. NAS now, obviously, like I say, I always tell you when it gets this 15 level, looking for the curl up, like here, look. You hang in that zone, then you're waiting for the reversal. Waiting. And you could have nipped in and grabbed a few pips, taken a profit before the trend line, and then once it bounces off here, you could have gone again and got this, and then the open took the spike down, which was perfect. The initial open, and you always find this. You find that the RSI will go one way, whichever, for a short period of time, and then the market will go the way it should do, the trend. Like I said, and this is the manipulation. There was no reason for it to push up. The news is bad, everything's down, and everything's negative at the moment, but the market knows this. So obviously people have got their ending orders set below here, stop losses around here, and guess what happens? Market goes up, clears out everyone's stop losses. Hey, we've just got grabbed a load of money. Then the market goes the way. This is why I hate using a stop loss. I do use a stop loss on longer trades. Obviously, if I'm leaving my charts, walking away, doing shopping or whatever, of course. But it's a sensible stop loss and not one that I'm going to get spiked out by news events or manipulative moves like this. This is where so many traders lose, because everyone wants to trade the open. It's the most volatile period of the whole trading day. Simple as. But most people are scared because they haven't got a clue where the market might go, and they're always obsessed with saying stop losses that are too tight, and you get wiped out and you lose trade after trade after trade. So people go, oh, tell you what, don't trade the open, it's dangerous. Now, if you've got a system and a strategy that can curtail all that, this is it. This is the system, as far as I'm concerned. You know, so, and that's why you join the Discord group, join our team at www.mohawkforex.com, and you can learn how to, you know, get stuck in on this. It's there. You know, why do you want to trade for hours a day when we can do 15-20 minutes of London Open, 15-20 minutes off New York Open, and you're done for the day, and even possibly do the Asian one as well, which we have done in the past. That's the whole reason behind this. No one wants to be holding trades longer than they have to. If you want to be a swing trader, fine, that's brilliant. We're true scalping. And everyone knows that stop losses are probably 90% the reason why traders lose is your stop loss. Yes, there's got to be risk management. It's all got down to your account size as well. Stop loss is honestly the #1 reason you lose a trade. My experience. Simple as soon as I, you know, cut down on using a stop loss or using my risk management to give myself a bigger stop loss, hey, I started winning. I was like, okay, there's something behind this. It's the whole reason we came up with this true scalping system. Here we go now. Look, you can see RSI has bounced beautifully out of the 15. I'm not saying take a buy, but I'm saying this is what we wait for. It's on heavy support. You're not going to take a buy until you see some green or price has broke trend line, unless you're really aggressive and you want to just nip in and grab yourself 10 pips on the up on this here, because there's a chance it goes up and comes back down into the zone and we retake a sell again. That's how we love to see it. At the moment, you just sit on your hands. You sit on your hands. Same with gold, look, you see. Wasn't a sell, as I said, because it sat on the trend line, didn't break a key level. You got a flat part here for resistance, for support, sorry. So again, just follow the RSI. It's green. Why are you looking to take a sell? Wait. As soon as it becomes like here, look, these are the keys. As soon as we see it go red, come out of the zone, price action, the candle breaks, there's your entry, and there's your re-entry point. And then on the buy, here is your buy. Comes out the zone, price action again, take profit around this zone here, and then go again if it breaks that level. Get in again around, yeah, if you want to. I usually avoid this, the no man's land zone, as I call it. That would be enough. That would be, you know, that's 3 simple entries. Take 10 pips each one. Job done. US30 has pulled back, as we said, after the drop, continuation. Now it's pulled back.
question. Great question. Great question. Great question. Great question. That's going to be the best question I get all night.
I'm glad you asked that. Bloomberg Television. Top experts. Great questions.
Minutes in, this one might hurt a bit. We're down another 2% on the Nasdaq, down 1% on the S&P 500. The story like yesterday on repeat. Equities lower, treasuries lower, yields higher. This is the story, 2s, 10s and 30s. Your 2-year up another 2 basis points. That move fades a little bit, still up 8 on a 10-year at 262.19. That's the price action. Here's the trading diary coming up shortly. Secretary Yellen testifying before the House on Capitol Hill.
It's going to be good. This will move gold and move oil. Watch out for that.
10:30 Eastern. The FOMC minutes coming at 2 p.m. this
Fed
afternoon,
minutes.
plus another round of jobless claims tomorrow morning. Fed speak from Bullard, Bostic and Evans. Look out for the Fed minutes. That's all that seems to matter. Chairman Powell told us 3 weeks ago we'd get detail on balance sheet reduction in 3 weeks. 3 weeks
4 hours. So you guys are scalping. I'll have a look at the oil and gas news in 32 minutes and then we'll be done. But we just got to watch out for the Fed minutes. I'll avoid that. Unless you want to jump in on gold, jump in on gold and watch it fly. You know what I mean? It has been interesting sometimes. Everything's still down. Look at that. DAX. Oh yes, have a look at DAX. Have a look at DAX. Could we have traded DAX again on the open? Again. Let's have a look. A line across where open. Go. Bang. And yeah, look, see? RSI continued to drop down. You'd have gone in on a sell. Okay, you got a zone here, but you just still nipped in for a few pips and yeah, look, we got 10 pips. So DAX was good to trade on the NY Open as well, which it always kind of is, you know. Not this.
Which is surprising considering what the European Space Agency has achieved.
Well, they jumped in on that.
To the global space industry.
We've collaborated with pretty much everybody who is involved in space exploration.
ESA wants to be a leading force in furthering humanity's mission into space.
Commander Ground, do you copy? Copy.
If we want to have successful human missions to Mars, we are going to have to learn to live and work off-world in a different way. The place where we are going to learn to do that is on the moon.
Can ESA help humanity take its next giant leap?
Front row, exclusive interviews with the most influential figures in finance. Lloyd Blankfein.
Deflation is a terrible thing. Inflation you could tolerate.
Kathy Wood.
Yeah, we've got the oil coming up in 30 minutes.
Jeremy Grantham.
We've had a very, very abnormal honeymoon Goldilocks period.
First available on the Bloomberg Terminal, then on Bloomberg Television and Bloomberg.com. Front row, the best seats in the house for business's greatest minds.
That's breaking that heavy support. Look, going down again. See, told you. But you don't jump in on the buys. It wants to come down again. RSI 17. Pushing down. Breaking that. You've got 2 minutes left on that candle.
More winning caps than they planned. The resulting chaos caused riots, civil unrest, and even death.
Yeah, I just jumped in while I was talking. I got another $20 there. Another £12, $20 just while talking. In and out. I don't mess around. Why? I want to risk anything. I'm just being greedy now and I need to stop trading.
My name is Jeff Maish. I'm a journalist based in Los Angeles. I wrote the story for Bloomberg Business Week about Pepsi's Number Fever campaign. The Philippines is a really interesting country. It's made up of thousands of islands.
Brilliant.
And it's also a country that's very heavily influenced by America. American culture is everywhere you look in the Philippines. They're obsessed with Frank Sinatra music.
I was just saying, yeah, that was an easier open than the London one, which is a bit more tricky today, but we still got it right. It's kind of strong bearish, 90%, not 93% on now, still pushing down. Now you see how the grid system changes from being a heavy support because it's been broken, it's not anymore. Heavy resistance, heavy support. Now minor, down to 16. Again, this wick is going to be filled. Then it's up to you if you want to wait and wait for the buys.
Particularly in Asia, they thought it was the answer to their problems. They thought it could finally.
It was going to reverse and catch the buy in a minute. So I still wants to put down.
$1 million pesos or $68,000 doesn't
Action
sound like
that.
a lot now, but in 1992 that was a phenomenal amount of money. You've got to remember that in the Philippines at the time,
Still wants to touch that 14 zone. There you go. Look, see.
So $1 million pesos was wealth beyond anyone's wildest imaginations. Number fever caught fire in the Philippines. Kids were saving up their pocket money to buy a bottle of Pepsi. Parents were squirreling away all of the bottle caps in bags. You would walk down the street and people
We'll push it
would go
over all this news.
find discarded bottle caps. It was a national phenomenon. Pepsi boasted that half the population of the Philippines was playing it. Number fever boosted Pepsi's sales every month from $10 million to $14 million. It had a huge impact on Pepsi's bottom line. Number fever quickly became number hysteria. Maids were being jailed for stealing their employers' winning bottle caps. There was even some murders over winning bottle caps. People were fighting in the streets.
Oh, just got in and out there. What do we get? We got another £25, so another $35. Honestly, I'm going to stop. Oh, no more, no more. That's it. Another two. I'm loving NAS today.
They'd announced the wrong one in Chile, causing riots. There were signs that there could be big problems ahead if they didn't keep their eye on the ball. So in 1992, Pepsi decided to extend the campaign in the Philippines, and they announced that the competition would go on for a few more weeks.
So, but that was too good of a price action. You know, again, just little scalps. Go for the big ones with the big volatility. This can reverse on us now. We're really, really oversold. So, let's have a look at US30. Set up gold as well.
Hundreds of thousands of people all across the Philippines, thousands of islands, were finding winning bottle caps. 349, 349. Some people had 10 lucky 349 bottle caps. People were dancing in the streets, celebrating. They thought their problems were over. They were millionaires. It's still not certain exactly how many winners there were of lucky 349 bottle caps.
US30, as we said, look, bounced, tried to break, and guess what? Dipping back down again. So, looking for sells on US30 if you want as well. Again, there's 27 pips for grabs. Gold, meanwhile, is still steaming up as you'd expect, going the opposite way. Nice. And Naz is jumping down, going to hit a points of another support zone. So that's the end of it. That is the end of it. So yeah, that's it. So that was another load of trades. So yeah, wow, that's well over traded it today.
would leave dozens injured and 5 people dead. At one Pepsi factory in the Philippines, a grenade was thrown through the window. It killed 3 Pepsi employees.
We've done 25 trades in just over 35 minutes, and we've taken 3 losses, and they're all trading NAS, US30. We didn't touch gold. We didn't touch gold. We haven't traded gold at all today. So there you go. You know, I just focus on 2 or 3 things, see which looks the best setup, and get in. And like I say, this is a nice setup. You can see NAS reversed down, so I'm done with NAS. Gold, we could have got a buy if we decided to trade that on the open. That would have been a nice little win. And again, we're looking for either a sales to pull back here or break above these zones into the 1934 and above. And then obviously US30 is also kind of rangy now a little bit, looking to sell again. It's come down. Actually, it's broke our breakout zone. This is the heavy support. If it breaks that, then we're going down.
And he was angry. He said to them, you know, this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for number fever.
We've got 22 minutes to the stocks change. Oil as well. Let's have a quick look at oil now. Have a quick look. I like to change my chart so I'm not tempted to trade. I am actually sat on my hands. And so, right. Here's oil, as we can see.
In the Philippines, they presented me with documents and interviews with people who claimed
oil is there's 100 points to the top side, 100 below. Be interested to see. The situation. And also, as you can see, we've got the gas as well. Get the natural gas on our chart. Go.
I just thought that was
That's the users approaching. Gas is great, but the spreads can be crazy when your broker as well. This win so much, lose so much on this one, and I was trading it quite nicely until the Russia war, so the Russia-Ukraine invasion. So I'm not saying trade it. I'm just wanting to watch it.
It was during a
pretty
crazy
good
election that was racked with allegations of fraud. The Philippines was in a kind of love-hate relationship with America. They loved, obviously, the American aid and finances that was pouring into the country, but at the same time they yearned for independence. They wanted to be their own country. Vicente Del Fierro was a local preacher living in Manila, and he hated the Number Fever campaign. Del Fierro thought Pepsi's Number Fever campaign was just one of the many ways that America was asserting its dominance over a third world country. He hated seeing his fellow countrymen get ripped off, in his eyes, by this huge multinational American company. He wanted justice. Del Fierro rounded up over 800 winners of 349 bottle caps, and he got them all together to sue Pepsi for over $400 million to be divided between those holders of lucky bottle caps. Del Fierro took money from some of the people who could afford it. They paid him 500 pesos to help with legal fees.
You can see his bear signal is really good as well. For a bull signal, yeah, the bull signal was good. Bear signal was good. Bear signal was good there. Bull signal was a loss there. Good one. That was a win. Loss again, because we're just looking for 100 points. Even if you enter the worst possible position, the top, that we just go for 110. Like I say, it's the magic number, not greed. Don't go with levels. I mean, levels are important, don't get me wrong, but, you know, don't look for the moon, you know, when you could just take the green, where I see it. And there's all these, so just go 10, 10. You know, say the only loss would have been in this one. Let's have a look. Because these signals kick in halfway through if they stick, so you don't have to wait for the candle. Oh, actually, look, you'd have won again. There you go, look. No, actually, they were all winners. Love this system. Again, for people who are lazy trading, but those who just haven't got the time to focus on the charts. The signals that are provided within that system are pretty good. Not a massive fan of signals by any shake of the stick. I like to teach people the art of trading and scalping and not rely on any kind of true indicators. Price action's key and fundamentals, and catching the volatility of the markets. This is what we do, and that's what I like to teach. But if you have to rely on a signal, this is as good as I've seen with anybody. And we've got a new one coming, new one for people who are all the members will get access to, and anybody else wants to join. There's a new one coming as well, so which our designers are working on.
He died of complication due to heart failure. After the death of my father, I was inspired to do the website. PepsiCo will be remembered for.
We've got 17 minutes. We're going to hang around, chat to myself as I do. Love it. Whilst I just want to see. I've not traded oil and gas for a couple of months since all the war. So I just wanted to see if actually these results actually make any difference.
They also said that during COVID-19,
I usually would nip in on the result for a quick 5 to 10 pips.
They were very careful to say that they were sorry.
And again, a higher than expected figure is negative. It's the reverse. The dollar, which means for oil, it's the way. If it's higher, it's a buy for oil. If it's lower, it's a sell for oil. Well, that's usually the way. And reverse, if you're trading a dollar pair, that's general way. And it's looking like it wants to be better than expected. So we'll wait and see. Again, I'm not necessarily going to jump in on any trades. I just really want to watch it live or we're streaming and just see what kind of movement we get. And then the same for gas as well. Stocks change again, same thing. Higher. Sorry, it's the reverse. So a higher than expected figure is positive for the dollar. A lower is negative for the dollar. So that goes the way. Gas will go the opposite. You just have to make sure you don't get confused like I do. So on WTI, you go with, I'm not saying do this, I'm just saying this is what you should normally. No kind of world wars out there. Is that, a good result will push oil up, a bad result will drive it down. And on gas, it's the opposite. Bad result will shoot it up, a good result will pull it down. So we'll just watch, watch and see. As we look at the indexes and say that everything is still, we've been trading sales on NAS, and you can see while we're 2.55 due a correction, of course, and it gets this low, usually by 1%, but again we're in strange times. We're in weird times. US30 still 56% bearish. There's a bit of a fight on, it's a bit of a range. And a few little scalps you could have caught on there, but again, I'm not tempted to jump in at the moment. Good day.
Affect our life, whoever it was.
The media echo went far beyond Dortmund.
I think it was front page news in every single newspaper around Europe. Everyone thought of like a terrorist attack, and people were scared that throughout the city in Dortmund there was more attacks to be happening.
Unbeknownst to investigators, just after the bomb went off and the players of the team were shell-shocked, the person who had masterminded the attack was actually sitting in the hotel eating steak and sweet potatoes. My name is Thomas Rogers. I'm the journalist who wrote the article, The Get-Rich-Quick Scheme That Nearly Killed a German Soccer Team. Dortmund is a mid-sized city in the western part of Germany in a state called North Rhine-Westphalia. And it's a former industrial city that's kind of fallen on hard times in the last few decades. It was severely bombed in the war, so the center of the city is quite stark. Some of the few high points include its soccer team.
My name is Ike Henning. I'm a reporter with Bloomberg News, and I'm a great fan of Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund fans are super loyal. On all match days, the entire city is in black and yellow. It's like a religion.
I think more than most German cities, soccer does play a very large role in the identity of Dortmund.
Gas is against our trend line, so and a nice average RSI line here. So again, depending on the results, if we get a break or it's going to be a bounce down. And we'll again, it's into our neutral resistance zone, which is our daily pivot, our kind of 0 point. You know, we're looking for sells from above and reversals and buys. That's why we're laid out green and red. Grid system, look. Nice, easy to follow. And this is based on support and resistance and a combination of Fibonacci as well, and a few other little things sprinkled in. Not something you can just get free off trading. This is all part and parcel of the package of joining the Discord group.
It's always special in Dortmund. Everyone is looking forward to it. The team always meets in the same hotel ahead of matches.
We've just got 12 minutes to go. Have a look on the Forex factory. Again, concentrating on the Yellen. See, some of the guys can trade. I mean, some of the guys trade this, and it's you know, volatile for gold. You can watch gold move up and down, you know, and you can jump in there, but it's very, very risky. Close as you get to gambling on it, but people can win on it. You've just got to be very quick, and you've got to have good confidence in your broker that they're going to execute trades and exits when you click your mouse or whatever. You're unsure, you haven't got a broker that does that, then you steer clear of all this kind of true scalping.
3 explosions occurred close to the Borussia Dortmund team bus. The B team bus had just left the hotel.
Investing.com, let's have a quick look at the news.
People screamed, people jumped to the ground.
We opened lower, hurt by rising bond yields, as we know. Now down by 280. Traded all that, as we know. Normally sold. I think everything was a sell, pretty much. Let's drop this group. Read it. And it's always worth reading any of the news. Keep yourself informed. It's all about.
German investigators say the explosive devices used in the attack on the Borussia Dortmund bus contained metal pins, and that one had pierced a seat headrest.
Unbeknownst to the team members, the actual mastermind behind the attack was, as they were disembarking the bus, they were eating steak and sweet potatoes at the hotel that they had just left.
Authorities are attempting to verify a letter left at the scene, claiming jihadists were behind the attack.
Because there had been a series of attacks by Islamic terrorists in Germany and Europe, there was widespread suspicion in the media that this was another Islamic terror attack.
Yeah.
3 letters were found at the site of the bombing that took credit for the attack on behalf of Islamic State. There were, however, reasons to
Well,
this particular narrative.
Would actually be a surprise.
Minutes.
ISIS were actually part of this attack. Possibly could be employed by other groups like the far right wing to try and shift the blame.
The letters had some strange qualities. They were written in a strange German that used big, sophisticated words, but had basic grammar mistakes, as if someone was native German speaker but pretending to be a foreign person.
Federal investigators have detained 1 man suspected of links to Islam.
US30, there's your pullback. There's your green. Look, it's trying to be green. Wait for it to come out of that neutral zone. Again, it could be a little buy, cheeky buy like here, look. Yeah, more positive buy out the zone. A nice little W pattern, as you can see. Little M look. Double top, retest, there's a drop, and that little W. Looking for all these little patterns within the bigger pattern. They're there. 26, is it going to reverse off this trend line? Is it going to break it? Again, at least 10. Reds, 296 points.
someone buy that ahead of a match and then
This made it look.
3 bombs go off. Something isn't right here.
For the person to make money off of that, it required the stock to go down quite a bit.
I'm not jumping in because we're done. Like I said, I'm done on US30 NAS and gold. Not that I traded gold today. And you can see, look, that's what happens. Look, the trend line is your resistance. Automated trend lines that form as part of the AX system. See that RSI now kinking down. Want to wait for price action, the candle, to break that line before. You can still get 100. Still room for 10 pips.
The truth, as is now alleged, is remarkable.
On April 21st, the police arrested a man in a southern German city called Tübingen. He was on his
Good to see it live and you can see how the system works.
He seemed like an unlikely suspect because he had no known connections to the Islamic terror world. He didn't seem like a far-right extremist. He didn't seem like a left-wing extremist either. He seemed to be a completely unremarkable young man.
And while we're waiting, or we've got 7 minutes to go, I want to have a quick look at Dogecoin. Look at Doge.
The media dissected why he would do that.
Yeah, we had some good signals on that if you want to trade it that way. And Doge is back down to 14 after peaking back up, getting back up to that 16 level, and in fact peaking out at 17. So again, just struggling. Again, so much red, very little green. For those of you who trade Dogecoin, you can day trade it. You want to day trade it so on a bigger time frame, 15 minutes or hourly. I'm just doing this just to show. You can see it on a 3-minute time frame, and again how you trade this exactly the same way, but you'd have to have a fairly big account to make it worthwhile, but it can be done. You know, there's entry points on the sell, you can get in and out. You know, you're going to be selling at, it's the crazy thing, you're going to be selling at 15 and you're going to be exiting at 14.9, so that's a kind of, you know, not going to make you a millionaire day scalping Doge, but what I'm doing with this is waiting for it to drop to buy some more to hold long term. You know, it's all about holding long term, but use the AX trading system on stocks, futures, crypto, it's all the same. So I'll look at AMC. Again, if you're trading, got divergence and stuff, we've got indicators giving us zones here again. Rather. And if you're looking to scalp quickly, and you've got, you know, $25,000, you're looking to throw AMC and get in and out on a 3-minute time frame, then again you can't do any better than using this system, momentum based. Obviously, that's what I mean with the RSI. So again, you could buy there, you could sell there, another sell there, cheeky buy there, another buy there. You know, you just trade it exactly the same way, but obviously when you're trading stocks on a 3-minute, you want to have a big account, make it worthwhile. GameStop. Again, it's been on a steady decline since they had this little boost. Wall Street Bets boosted it back up again. Look at that. Boof. What a run. Was playing on that. Got out at the top. Again, all these signals have been banged. Look, the bear signal was good. The bull signal was good. This one was good. That was good. This was good. As you like to hold longer term. Now we're in a bull. Zone. Break. You're holding some shares here. Buy. You get back to a neutral zone. You know you're buying at 156 and you're going to be looking to sell at 159. You're making $3 a share. You work it out. How many shares you got? You know. So again, people ask me, you know, can you use the AX on different things? Yes, you can. You've got to curtail it a little bit, but as you can see, it works the same way. Tesla been selling off again. You get all that bear signal, so people hold till the next signal appears, in which case, you know, you'd been holding all this, you know, or you'd just be micro scalping little bits, buying, selling, bang.
Still a considerable amount in jail in Germany.
maybe 2.5. Okay. As well for us. Again, look for that magical pen on there. That's it. Did it hit it? Ooh, 205. The things that can look like losses end up being wins because you're the right side of a baseline or right side of a grid system. You know, take the sell here. Let's stick this back. 30. 30 is creeping up, trying to. There you go. Let's break that level. Good for a buy. Yep.
If it's big enough, it's also very final.
These are very, very infrequent events.
A bit like no man's land, like I say. So you want it to bounce off that trend line again. Or, you know, again, if you were in a trade, you know, you're going to be coming out at 20 pips. And your stop loss is going to be below.
Most of it is so small, it burns up in our atmosphere.
Risk management. So if you want to, you know, put a stop loss in a TP and walk away from it, you're going to be here. That's going to be your setup.
No large object is likely to strike the earth any time in the next several
That candle. You know, it could be here, ultra cautious, but for me, just go about here. That would be my, you know, risking 50 to make about 50, you know, about 1-to-1.
There are a lot of asteroids in our solar system.
Right, we've got a couple of minutes. We've been yakking away. I just want to see, like I say, this is, I'm not saying I'm going to trade any of this. I just want to see live, show you if the crude oil and the gas IA news actually makes any different, any impact on those commodities at the moment. Because they haven't been doing, you know, they've been doing their own thing. That's why I've told the team we not trading oil and gas at the moment. There's no need to. We're making enough from the opens, you know, just why risk your account. But I want to see if there is any potential. Things are leveling out or not. I suspect not. Go to oil marker. No, this is use gold, gas as well. Rain. Oh, it's just and there's the EIA news as well. Nice little W, bottom out though, and then up again. So yeah, the news needs to be worse than expected to get a buy for gas. And oil will go the way off the new. That's usually works. But let's see. But also these results can take a long time to come out. The price action will flash around a little bit and people are tempted to jump in when they see a move. Don't, because you'll get misled. You might say, oh, it's buy, and the news comes out, it's a sell, and it's, you know, you just get called out. Just wait for the result, even if it's lagging, because it takes time to hit TPs with all these. So don't worry, it's not stressful having to get in straight away. Wait for the result. 8 seconds.
Congress tasked NASA with finding 90% of asteroids and comets 1 kilometer wide or larger. Soon after, Hollywood blockbusters Armageddon and Deep Impact brought attention and fear to the masses.
The great news is that the vast majority, more than 90% of all the really large 1 kilometer near-Earth objects have been found. The challenge now is working down to these smaller sizes that are still quite capable of causing a lot of damage.
It usually takes time. Have a look at these. There you go. There's a move to the downside on oil. Suggests the news is worse than expected. On gas, it's same for gas, which means it's better than expected. Again, I'm not saying anything. Let's see. Refresh this. Fresh. There we go. It was up. Worse than expected on both those results. So that's why you got the drop on oil. So you could have nipped in on there and got a win. Look, that's good. At least 100 points there. Look, pretty good. Back into the neutral zone. Then gas as well. Yeah, very slow. Bounce up, and now it's going to be going to push up for a buy. Interesting to see if it goes the way or the reverse like it should do. But we went for a sell on that. Entry point top there. Look, you've got again about 10 pips. Look, and again you'd have easily got 10 on oil as well.
NASA runs simulations of the trajectories asteroids could take, which is useful but time-consuming. A team of scientists in the Netherlands have found a way that could buy us more time.
Our method is very
Yeah, you just want to look for 50 to 100.
If you look at the classical way of determining the danger of an asteroid, it may take days of computing time on very big machines to determine this hazardousness.
The current problem is that there's just too many asteroids out there to spend a huge amount of computational power on all of them. So the neural network allows us to focus on what really could go and pose a hazard to Earth.
A neural network is a computing system that mimics the way the human brain operates to find underlying relationships in a set of data.
Hey, here we go. We just won on oil. I dipped in. There we go. Look, I won on that. Nice little win. Go.
Once it's trained, you can apply this network to all the known asteroids, and then you can make a selection and say, hey, these are the ones which appear to be having orbits similar to the ones which we know are hitting the planet.
What did we get? We got 26 and 22, so £50, so about $75. $75 on that. And it was just a little bonus trade. But came off nicely. There you go. Look, now you know why it dropped. Oil, sorry, gas is pumping up as we said it would. It pump up in the opposite direction. It's gone, goes the opposite way to the news. You can see, and you just want to be looking for again 5, 10, nothing major because the spreads on gas are really severe. So yeah, you're always like a couple of $100 in loss as soon as you enter any trades on it, so you've got to be confident of a move.
So you need a lot of calculations which all end up in nothing. And the idea was then like, well, let's not do that. This is basically what NASA is doing. NASA is taking an asteroid, making multiple copies of them.
So it's usually the reverse, worse than expected. So usually it ends up being a buy. It's oil. That was a nice little win. Nice little win on oil. Bonus trade. You guys. I've got no positions open now. Tempted by gas, but you know. Good day today. We don't want to risk anything.
Get more complex. The physics gets more
Watch that. We'll watch US30 as well. US30 is in a dangerous range now. Again, just wait for, again, they jumped in on that little buy there. Look, again, they've got maybe 10 pips. So who knows on that, you know. But again, just wait for the next big move on US30. It's going to range around a little bit. It always does. This kind of 1 hour after the open, then it'll either push down. But thanks again for joining me on the live stream. It's been very enjoyable and more importantly profitable. Hope you picked up some tips on how to true scalp and scalp the opens, and don't be scared of it, but embrace it. Like I say, we embrace things that other traders need to steer clear of, but anything, if you've got a tried and tested system that you can practice over and over again, you can do it. So anyway, we'll be back for another live stream. Hit the like button please, and subscribe if you haven't already, and tell people about this and try and get more people involved in the group. And you know, you'll be notified when we go live again. So I'll be in the Discord group teaching my students later on tonight for a little session lesson and go over today's trades. So until next time, take care everybody, look after yourself and trade safe, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Take care.